just playing. Okay. Hey y'all, it's me, Kurt, and I'm back with another video. So, if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. Today we're gonna be doing a story time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Crave Kyra. Now let's get into the story. So I'm not gonna be doing no cuts, no editing, nothing like that. It's gonna be real raw footage today because I need to drop this immediately, like now. So basically, I'm gonna give y'all a little backstory. So I was on this TV show and I had went out there. I went skinny dipping. Yeah, I was with my man. I went skinny dipping. Don't shoot the messenger. Look, let me get to it, okay? So my friend, she had brought it to my attention. She was like, yeah, like, do you want to go skinny dipping, this and that? And I was like, I just don't know how my man would like feel about that. Like, girl, I don't know. But she ended up talking me into it. I'm like, okay, cool. Mind you, I thought it was her idea, but we ended up finding out it wasn't hers. It's just like she had walked up to me with it and I didn't see anybody else around, so I thought it was her idea, but it came out later that it wasn't. Okay, cool. So we started discussing what part we'll take off. I was like, if anything, I might take off my bottom because I'm insecure about my little yitties, but I ended up taking off both. Okay, look, I ended up taking off both, and she ended up taking off her top. So after that had happened, eventually, like after I came back from the trip and the show was about to release, I had told my man what happened. I took a minute to tell him what happened because I was kind of scared, because it's like, you went skinny dipping, you know you did wrong. And then it's the simple fact that his friends was there too. Well, I wouldn't really call them his friends. That's what he calls them. But yeah, basically, and then one of the dudes that was there, I had talked to him before. It wasn't on nothing serious. It was like high school stuff. So, you know, I could see, like, I already knew why he would have been mad, okay? We knew these people from high school. So he ended up getting mad about it, but eventually he had got over it. But of course, you know how relationship works. You know it got brought up more than one time. It definitely had got brought up again. So after that situation had passed, fast forward, I ended up not being on the next season, and they was like, oh, you can't have like a vacation or something like that. So it could never be like, if you dating somebody, y'all can't be on the show together. It's just not gonna happen. So he was going out there to be a cameraman, and due to all the other chaotic events we had in our relationship, I'm talking about me fighting his sister, him fighting my brother, what else happened? Some other crazy stuff we had going on in a relationship. Due to all of that, plus my skinny dipping situation, I was just like, no. Now this time we have to have boundaries because I know how I get and I'm not going. So I was just like, yeah, we was speaking on like what he could and couldn't do, like what was allowed, what wasn't allowed. And obviously if we both content creators, he's going to have to be around women. Like that's a known thing. Like he's going to be around them. So it wasn't nothing like that. I was just like, as long as you don't disrespect the relationship, like everything's cool. And if you want to do something to turn up, you feel me, want to get behind a girl, you want to get behind somebody or something, like just let me know first. Don't put your lips on these mother freakers. But if you want to get behind somebody, you know, I did way worse. So it's like, I'm not going to be mad at that, right? So that had happened. And while he was out there, mind you, I was on his lock screen, right? So he out there on the trip. I just saw him randomly, like, you know, send me a screenshot of your lock screen. He sent the screenshot and I was still on there. No, you're not getting away that easy. I was not going. So I'm like, you just switched that, didn't you? He, not gonna lie, yeah, I did. Right, I know you did. That's why I said it. Like, he tried to be sneaky because he knew I was gonna get mad. But he ended up telling me it was like because he didn't want me to like overshadow him or anything like that, because he's mainly known for his crazy girlfriend, which I feel like I'm not crazy for real. It's like, just don't try me and nothing will happen. Okay, boom. So that had happened. I understood what he was talking about. Then he ended up telling me, like, this girl, we gonna call her Momo. This girl, Momo, was like, oh, I want to be like you or something like that. And he told her, oh, you don't want these problems. And I'm just like, I don't know. As a girlfriend, that's not enough for me. But he's a sweetheart, so it's kind of hard for him to understand. But it just wasn't enough for me. You could have said, oh, my girl want to be like me too. Literally anything. Anything. But nonetheless, I'm like, okay, cool, because I already know how you get, so I didn't take that too serious either. Now, while he's on the trip, he had to stay out there for like a few extra days or whatever because they missed their flight. He said, oh, they was partying late, all this other stuff, which I was already blue. I was already blue that he had, like, after the lock screen thing and that, I stopped texting him for, like, the rest of the days while he was out there. Because I'm like, yeah, you got me messed up. Now I don't want nothing to do with you. And he tried to say, oh, well, maybe if you texted me, I would have thought about you or something like that. Maybe I wouldn't have did. Don't piss me off, okay? so after that, what had happened? Like, what was I just talking about? His trip. So he ended up calling me on FaceTime. He was just like, yeah, when I get back home, I gotta tell you something. Like, we gotta talk. Talk about what? Like, nerves going through the roof, heart drop to my booty. What do you mean we gotta talk once you get back home? Like, I'm really trying to understand what is there to talk about that we can't talk about now. So once he get back home, he like, yeah, while we was at the party or whatever, I had got behind Momo because all the dudes was just standing there and they wasn't really doing anything. So hold on. My thing is, the other dudes that was there, right? Some of them have girlfriends, right? So they have a reason to be standing back. The fact that you felt like, oh, let me be the sacrifice. Let me be the one to put myself out there, you feel me? And do that. That was like, oh, I hope my nails wasn't dirty when I was just doing that. It's just like, yeah, like, why would you sacrifice yourself? I don't understand. And I feel like if those are your homies and they know how your girlfriend act, why they didn't snatch you back? Why didn't it snatch you by your dreads? Like, stop, what are you doing? You know she don't play like that. Why they didn't do none of that? But nonetheless, because he's a grown man, he can control. They don't have to do that. But they should have. They should have. And then they wouldn't have been mad now. Now, back to the story, whatever. So at first, initially, of course, I'm like, what? Like, I'm a little mad, but then we both laughing because we like, girl, you went skinny dipping, what? Like, you know, you can't react to this for real. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. So we laughed about that or whatever. And then he started showing me, like, her page, her videos, her pictures. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, oh, she the same sign as my ex-best friend. I'm like, she pretty, she funny, like, she seemed like my type of gal. But now we can never be cool because of this interaction that you had with her. So it's like, dang, like, you kind of messed something up there. And I was just telling him, like, why would you do this to this girl? Like, she seemed so innocent, so nice. I was like, why would you do this to her? Because, like, I know how I am when I get mad. When I get mad, nobody's off limits. So the fact that you had an interaction with this girl, if this comes back up later, then it's just like, yeah, it's gonna be that. Not off the simple fact of her. It's not about how she feel. It's about what you did. So in order for me to get to you, I'm going to go through her. You feel me? Because he don't like all the extraness, the messiness, the drama. He don't like none of that because he don't want other people coming back to him, trying to talk to him, tell him stuff. He don't like all the extra stuff. And since I know he don't like it, that's why I do it. Because don't piss me off. So we had ended up, like, after some time passed, after he had told me about that, I had noticed that she was hard in stories that had something to do with him, but not something to do with both of us. Like, he was posting both of us at one time, like, on his page within the same day. And he'll post some by himself. She'll heart the ones with just him, but not the ones with both of us. So I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. And I know how the girls be in this generation, so it's like, I didn't know what to think. Then I know how that show is, so again, I didn't know what to think. But I feel like, I don't know, maybe I should have been watched clips, but I didn't watch them until just recently. So, boom. Now, next. After that, I was just like, yeah, bring this to his attention. Like, that's weird, but you feel me? Okay, like, I'm letting him know, like, you got one more time, something else happened, I'm going to send her a tape. I'm letting you know right now, something else happened, I'm going to send her a tape because, like, stop playing with me. Don't do that. So he's like, oh, no, you know, don't do that. You're going to mess something up. Yada, yada, yada. Not as far as with her, but with his business stuff. If you was thinking about your business, that should have been the main thing on your mind, okay, before you cross me. So after that had happened or whatever the case may be, I noticed that some more time had passed. Like, everything didn't happen back to back. It was like time and time and time again. So what happened next? I don't know what happened. Maybe it was another time she did the same thing again or something like that. I don't know. But I know she commented on his pictures like, oh, she hard. He had on like, just sounded slow, just like stuttering it, finna fucking blow me. Okay, boom. So he had on a I Heart Small Yiddies hat, right? She commented like, I love your hat or something like that, hat fire, something like that. I'm like, why would she say this? Like,
okay, so I also forgot to tell y'all with the small Yiddies post or whatever whatever the case may be. Basically, I ended up finding a clip. She was shaking, her things in front of the camera or whatnot, and I thought he was holding the camera. So I came into the room, launched the phone at him. Boom! Wake up now, accusing him of something he didn't even do. So then I had to apologize, but yeah, I forgot to add that part in.
why? Like, it's not even that big of a deal, but it's like, why? It just be the little things for me, the little things. So eventually, at some point, I don't know what was the exact point, but at some point, I almost forgot to tell y'all something. It was this other girl on the show. We gonna call her Freak. We gonna call her Bubble Butt. We just gonna call her Bubble Butt for now because she really not even in the story for real. She was on my season, and basically her man was one of the staff too. So I had asked her, I was like, would you be cool with your man following like all the girls from the show, or wouldn't you? Just to see if I'm tweaking or not. And she was just like, honestly, no, because they're not your friends. You're just doing business with them. So I'm like, okay, she kind of has a point there. I'm like, okay, cool. So I was just like, you know what? Since you had this physical interaction with her, you have to unfollow her. But you can keep everybody, like every other girl on the show, you can keep them at it, right? That was that. Now, I had surgery on January 8th, okay? I had surgery, and I'm going to do a story time about that too when I'm ready, like on a way later date, probably. So I had surgery or whatever the case may be, and then he was taking care of me, everything. I was telling him how much I appreciate him and all this other stuff for being here with me through this tough time, yada, yada, yada. I go to sleep. I wake up in the morning. I pick up his phone. It says, Momo liked your comment or something like that. I said, hold on, am I tweaking? Hold on, let me grab his actual phone. Am I tweaking? So, boom. That's when I was just like, oh yeah, you're trying to play with me. So I go to where it came from to see who page she liked to come from. On her actual page. He ain't leave it on a group pic, a duo pic, somebody else pic. He left it on her pic. How? If you unfollowed her, right? Either, this is my logic. If you unfollow her, either you typed her name in, or you sat up there and you clicked her name on somebody else's page, story, post, whatever the case may be, and then you had enough time to process, look at her face. Oh my gosh, this is the girl, this is Momo. This is the girl I got behind and I was, dancing on the show. Let me not piss my girl off because she already had me unfollow her. You had enough time to process this before you typed in 3 fire signs. You had enough time to process this when you liked the picture, okay? Okay, you had enough time to process. So that was my whole thing. Then I got pissed off. I'm like, yeah, now you're playing with me. I just got out of surgery. We just went through a major loss. You're playing with me. So I decided to take it into my own hands. He tried to say, he was like, oh, well, I didn't remember. Like, I was just trying to interact. I wasn't, like, thinking about it like that at the time. You should have been thinking like that at the time. I don't know what was to you. So we sat up there. We argued about it back and forth for 2 days on live and... yeah, on both lives, we was telling people 4 days, but it was really 2. I'm pretty sure it was the medicine, because I don't want to say the wrong word. It was the medicine that had me, messed up in the head. So I was thinking it was, 3 days going on 4, but it was really 2 days because I didn't go into surgery until, midnight. So basically, we was arguing about it, having conversations. And he was apologizing. He was reassuring me. He was telling me, I understand that why you did this, and I understand why you got mad and all of this had happened and this and that. But then he proceeds to say, oh, well, if this happens, then I'm going to throw my hands up. What? You going to do what? If you want me to be soft, you should have just left it with the reassurance. I understand why you did what you did. You should have just left it at that. Now the fact that you added some extra stuff on that I felt like was negative, oh, now I'm on that ass. Now I'm on dirt. Because what do you think this is? So yes, I took it into my own hands. We argued about it. And then I act like everything was cool. Everything was copacetic. You feel me? I said, all right. He went to sleep, closed them eyes. I'm talking my stuff. I'm like, yeah, everybody gonna be mad tomorrow. I can't wait. Everybody gonna be mad tomorrow since y'all want to play. Everybody gonna be mad. So I took it upon myself. I had to send a video from my phone to his it was a lot of work because it was really originally just on mine. So I ended up going to her page. Ooh, and I forgot to tell y'all something because it's like I'm doing no cut, so I have to tell y'all like real raw straight up, okay? So basically, after I had him unfollow her, and I noticed the comment or like, I was like, yeah, now you have to block her and you have to unadd every girl on your Instagram. I'm not talking about just girls on, I almost said the show name. I'm not talking about just girls on their show or nothing like that. No, everybody. If they not from middle school or high school, unadd them hoes now. And I'm not playing because you lost privileges. I don't know what you thought this was. So after that had happened, fast back forward, in order for me to send her the video, I had to unblock her first and then send it to her. So my whole thing was what I did. After I did it, I turned off his Instagram notifications because he got them on for whatever reason. So when they started blowing his stuff up, he wouldn't see it. I hid the phones until the morning time, till when we needed them. Which, once the morning had got there, I think he still wasn't even like looking for the phones for real. Like, he wasn't worried about the phones. I think he had got on the game or something like that. And, you know, that was just it. So when he picked up his phone, he looked scared. Because, mind you, we just argued yesterday and he know how I am. He looked scared. He was like,
I'm going to try to my best to block it again. I don't know what the fuck happened.
You can answer him.
oh my God, that girl texted me. How did she get unblocked? And I was like, I don't know. He was like, I don't know how to like block her without opening the messages. And I was like, well, oh, okay. Like, that's just it. And I was like, whenever you're ready to open them, if you want to try to open them, you can go ahead and do that. You can go ahead and do that. Like, I don't know what I had did. So basically he opened them. He just like just no reaction. He didn't even say nothing. Cause it's like, really with me, it really wasn't no point. I already had did it. It was too late. And plus you already know you pissed me off. So it was just as simple as that. And it's like he didn't even understand completely until after the fact. But nonetheless, now after, you know, they ended up finding out about the video, she texted like, did you mean to send me this, all this? I text her back like I was him. I was like, yeah, this me and my girl. Simple as that. She started texting back a whole bunch of stuff. Boom, 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 boom. And we just never opened them. And I guess since the fact we didn't open them, that's what she had told they team or whatever the case may be. And she tried texting his phone like, bitch. Oh no, and then that's another thing. She tried to text his phone or some shit like, bitch, first of all, he has 2 phones. One of his phones is probably around this room somewhere, no telling. And then one of them I have right here, okay, Bookie Butt? He has 2 phones. So the fact that she thought she was on some sneaky shit and tried to text his number, like, girl, I got the phone. I'm looking at you text him, boo. Like, what? So she was telling some, yeah, then she blocked me. She's weird. Of course I did. What? He lost privileges, boo. Y'all run y'all relationship how y'all want to, and I'm gonna run mine how I want to. He lost privileges so he can't follow you no more. You that pressed over him blocking you or unfollowing you, Bookie Butt? Go find another dreadhead to do so, okay? So after that had happened, the whole stab, his homie, blowing up his phone. Bro, what the F? Is this real? Oh my gosh. Answer the phone. I need to talk to you. Just blowing him up. Now the type of person my man is, I told him, look, I already know you upset about what I did. Because he know what he did. He already knew he had pissed me off. It was too late, buddy. You shouldn't have added that extra negative stuff onto it. So with that being said, I was just like, you know what? Calm down. You feel me? Just listen to your music. Do what you need to do. Do not pick up no phone to text nobody. Don't answer no phone call. Don't do none of that. I removed him out their group chat because the girls instantly, it's like, they said that they was his he was the coolest person on the show or his favorite and all this other stuff. They switched on him instantly. They talking about some, oh, who want Don? Who's looking for Don? Then one girl, should I say her real name? No, because she's not important. Then one girl, she was like, better not nobody step to me. Girl, what? Nobody was ever, first of all, nobody ever got stepped to. That's the thing. Nobody ever got stepped to. I just did something to make him learn his lesson, and you just happen to be a pawn. And we gonna say you. The pawn in this situation was Momo. She just happened to be a pawn. And then the other girl, we just gonna call her Big Back. I'm so sorry. We're just gonna call her Big Back because, yeah, for obvious reasons. So Big Back was just friendly fire. Like, I had seen she had laughed at one of his posts. It was a long time ago. Mind you, I already had seen this. I've been had seen the message, but it was friendly fire for it, because I'm like, yeah, now I'm finna just be making people mad for no reason because he had made me mad. So boom, fast forward, he ended up getting on a live. Like, they basically called him and told him, my man, that they wanted him to apologize for what had happened. Excuse me. So basically, I was like, okay, like, I understand why they want you to apologize or whatever. I didn't mind, but I also didn't like it because I know how messy these girls get, and I can't argue with everybody at once. So I really didn't want him to join the live, and it's like, you can't join the live and apologize and just leave right after, because then people gonna feel like it's not genuine. But they had kicked him off the show, so it's like, if they kicked you off, I feel like you really don't have to apologize no way, but to each his own. Everybody their own person, do what you want to do. So we had a conversation, mind you, before the live. Mind you, how I was telling y'all he was already apologizing. I just didn't accept it because I felt like it was like backhanded. Yeah. He get on the live like he completely like just got amnesia. Which again, I tell y'all, I already told y'all, my man, he feels pressure easily. So when they start, first of all, when he starts saying stuff, he's saying the wrong thing. Like, he instantly get on my head. But he told them, like, he don't approve what I did, so they wouldn't think that. And I know he didn't approve what I did. So it's like, boom. But then with his friend, what is we gonna call him? Oh, I named him Biggie. His friend Biggie, he talking about some, oh, well, didn't you go skinny dipping? Wasn't you sharing clothes? Why is you in my relationship? Like, I'm confused. Wasn't you sharing clothes? Like, I'm confused. Wasn't y'all out there wearing my man's shoes? Like, I'm confused. And before that, y'all was still sharing clothes with each other. So I'm confused. Like, genuinely. Why are you trying to put your 2 cents in on something you don't even know about? He didn't already agree to this. We didn't already talked about that. We was over that, baby. Okay? So the fact is, my man, he's sitting up there egging it on. He egging this shit on. You egging it on, though? He like, yes, skinny dipping. He's like, over 3 fire signs and a like. First of all, boy, then I ain't gonna lie, I started getting rowdy with him on live. Hold on, let me do this out the camera. Hold on. Because I feel like, let me do that at the camera. But yeah, so then I was just like, yeah, no, he started doing too much on live for me. And I feel like he wasn't telling them the truth. And they were still assuming and getting it wrong. So then what I did, I started threatening him. I'm sorry. Yes, I did. I did. And I started yelling at the top of my lungs. And I started telling him, tell the truth before I smack you. I started saying all type of stuff because you're not finna lie on me. That's one thing I just don't do. I hate liars. So you're not finna lie on me. Especially when you trying to make it seem like I'm crazy. Like I'm just nuts in the head when we literally just talked about this and you was just apologized. Like, but the way you making it seem like on live is like you wasn't just apologized. So what I did after that live, I made that nigga re-apologize again to me. He had to do one for them and then he had to do one for me. I went live and he apologized multiple times and then I cut clips of it and reposted it so y'all could see he apologized, because you're not gonna play in my face. Simple. You're not gonna just make me come off like, oh, I'm crazy and I'm just so wrong. No, because now you gotta apologize to the queen too. Thank you, boo. So anyways, that had happened or whatever the case may be. And then let me just give y'all a little backstory on like her messages. So she was just like, if your girl, oh, actually, I got the actual messages. Oh my God. Actually, I got the actual messages. So let me go to this. Hold on. I got to hold my stomach to cough. So my incisions won't pop. Let me go to the messages. I promise y'all these ones here because they right here. She was like, let me tell y'all. I'm going to tell y'all every message she has sent. So after the video, she was like, whoa, you meant to send this? And why you removed me as a follower, then unfollowed me? And I was like, yeah, this me and my girl. But mind you, she thinking it's him. So she was like, okay, but why you send it to me? And why you unfollow me and remove me from following you? Why she asking the same question twice? I don't know. Why you worry about him following you when he have a girlfriend? I don't know. But nonetheless, she was like, we was always cool as F. And if she got you doing all that, then this low-key lame. Your girlfriend pretty with a nice body. She needs to tighten up if that's the case. First of all, Bookie butt, it was never about you. I don't know how many times I gotta say. It was never about you. Y'all don't know me. The people that know me know I don't play. It was never about you, Bookie. Whatever I gotta do to make him learn his lesson, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Y'all remember how I took my car and ran into that nigga? I'm going to do it. Don't play with me, because you're going to, at the end of the day, this is my man. He's going to learn his lesson. This wasn't about you. You just the oddball out, Momo. This is not about you. Okay, boo? So boom, she seen the reel I had posted, because y'all know I had to be messy. Y'all know I had to be messy. So I had posted a reel like, yeah, she hard my man's story, so I sent the tape. That's probably why they think that it was about her, because I'm a content creator, so I can't just post something just based off my situation. Exactly. Like, I have to make it relatable to other people, which it did. 4K views or whatnot. It did what it had to do. So she responded to that reel, and she was like, yeah, she wilded. If you secure in your relationship, none of that would be an issue. I could never. If anything, all she doing is letting me know that the D is good. Now, this is just one message that I just showed y'all, right? No, and the thing is, first of all, it's crazy because multiple times I told him, like, way before all this stuff happened, I'm like, sometimes I just be wanting to post our videos, like, just to show them how good it is. Like, girl, I never cared about nothing like that. It's real secure over here. Like, he was just wiping the crack of my ass. He just had to help me take a shower. Like, he completely washing my whole body down. He changing my pad. You feel me? All type of stuff. So there's no way you could think that I'm not secure over here. Like I said, it was for him to learn his lesson, okay? Now, next message, she was like, and the crazy part is, I never came at you in no type of way, never disrespect your relationship. But when you said you want to be like him, you did though, boo. The thing is, when I had text her in iMessage, when I said that in iMessage, because I text her on a separate occasion because she tried to act like she had amnesia. I basically act like I was him. And I was like, yeah, you had said that you wanted to be like me. She act like, oh, I didn't do that. Yes, you did, boo. He said you did. Like, my man not finna lie to me. He said you did it. He said she was drunk, so she probably don't remember, but she definitely said it. Okay, cool. And then she was like, and then she blocked my number. Yeah, she weird. Am I missing something? Is this her man? Excuse me, like, is this her man? Am I missing something? Like, I'm confused. So let me try to go to yep. Let me go to the other messages, okay? So in the iMessages she was like, please keep me out of you and your girlfriend stuff. I've never came at you or disrespected your relationship. It don't matter. She don't know how to fucking type. You all this too, so whenever you want to go look. But yeah, it's weird, no one, no parts. Basically, she was texting him as if he didn't already see the video, as if he wasn't aware that I sent it. But no, he knew I had sent it. He already knew. He just was not about to respond because he would have got his head knocked off. So that's when I had texted like I was him, and I was like, I don't need to look. I sent it. And then she was like, no, I mean what I sent. I don't need y'all exit tape. Right. And the thing is, why I'm confused. Like, you wanted the messages I just told y'all about, you wanted him to see those messages so bad, which I told his black ass. I said, don't open the messages. What he do? He opened the messages, so I had to yell at him again. No lie. After the argument, I had to yell at him again. Like, I told you not to do it, and you don't fucking listen. You don't listen, okay? So, yeah, that had happened or whatever. And yeah, y'all, that's basically the video on how I sent this girl, Momo, that he was doing business with on the TV show our exit tape. Because, girl, don't play with me. And a disclaimer again, because we had 29 minutes, we finna hit to 30. Look, again, it was not about her. It was for him to learn his lesson. Now, moving forward, he said he will never do that again. He's never going to mess up again. He's never going to do this again. You should have never did it in the first place. Now you never. You should have never did it, okay? So I guess now we cool or whatever. We done came up with new terms or whatever. We done got over the little situation because this is the first time something like this has ever happened. Me personally, in this day and age, I'm not coming to no woman about a man. You're nuts. I'm not doing that, okay? Because it's just a simple fact that that's just like a lot of extra work. I'm not doing all that. Maybe 3 years ago, okay? Because we do have a story time about that type of situation. Maybe 3 years ago, 3, 4. But 2025, 2024, I was not doing nothing like that. Like, no. So I'm not sure where people got that that impression from. But yeah, I could never just be that type of girl. I'm not finna confront you about a man, especially if he's supposed to be with me. I'm definitely not doing it. I'm taking the issue to him. I'm handling him how I want to handle him. And that's how I handle him. You was just an oddball out. I'm sorry, sis. You were a pawn. And this is why look, if you see my man doing something wrong, please snatch him up. Or just tell him, look, you sure your girlfriend gonna be okay with that? Like, let him know first so he can really think about it and let it sink in. But I'm sure that he's already aware. He already knows. Like, yeah, it's gonna be that. With that being said, basically, what else was I supposed to be talking about? Oh no. And this is another point I had to prove too. Right before I'm at the end of this video, y'all. We literally finna end it. So I felt like if she felt like, oh, if you're secure in your relationship or something like that, and people say, oh, nobody better step to me, this is the thing. If I had an issue with this girl, or I was trying to come for this girl, when I had argued back with her or been, you know, like texting her back consistently, doing something like that, no, I didn't do that because, again, it wasn't about her. That's why I was like, yeah, just leave her undelivered. Like, I don't know why, but for some reason, I thought I was going to send a video and then I was going to have a good day after. I was completely wrong. I was completely wrong. But it was just because it's like, yeah, I did it. Okay. But anyways, y'all, that's the end of this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Crave Kyra. Stay tuned for the next story time because we got some more coming, because I'm finna be bed rested for like, is it 3 more weeks or 2 more weeks? I think it's like 2 more weeks. So yeah, hella story times coming.